to Dr. Henry Sardaryan, who is Dean of the School of Governance and Politics at Moscow State Institute of International Relations. Good morning from us here in the UK. Can you tell us what President Putin wants?
President Putin has told himself a lot of times, starting from 2014, what Russia wants and what is important for Russia. First of all, Russia wanted Western countries not to support the government which came to a power in Ukraine as a result of state coup, which happened in 2014, and which was absolutely anti-constitutional. However, no one wanted to listen to that. Afterwards, Russia has asked the international community to protect people in Donbas region, Russian people. I know that, and there is no one in Russia or in any other part of the world who would say that war is something good, and then war is a miracle or something which we were expecting for. However, the war in Ukraine, in the eastern part of Ukraine, hasn't started several weeks ago. It has started 8 years ago. And during these 8 years, Apple company hasn't stopped selling its iPhones to the Ukrainian government because they have attacked Donbas region. The German cars weren't stopped from being sold in the Ukrainian territory. And no one in the world was wearing the flags of Russia or of Russian people who live in Donbas region, although for 8 years they've been killed, tortured, and that territory has been a theater of war activities.
I mean, forgive me, Dr. Sardaryan. No, forgive me. No, excuse me. No, you won't, because that is a lie. There is zero evidence for that.
Because when your governments, when the American government, UK government, have invaded Iraq, where we have more than 1 million people dead as a result of that, none of the American companies, none of the corporations around the world have put sanctions towards those governments.
Right, so you think those are the... Excuse me.
Russia, that Russia is killing someone. Where have you been for this 8 years?
You think those are the sins of the West, and so therefore that justifies what President Putin is doing now?
No, what is he doing? He's doing a special operation which
he's invaded an independent, sovereign country and is killing innocent men, women and children. That's what he's doing.
What is the number of innocent men and women killed in Ukraine?
I'm asking you, how does he justify that?
No one is justifying the things which weren't done, because Russia's military and Russia's army is not killing innocent people. Russia's army is destroying the military infrastructure in the Ukraine.
Oh, come on, this is nonsense.
And can you name me the number, please? I asked you. What is the number? I can tell you. Your governments have killed more than 1 million people in Iraq. Can you please tell me the number?
What, is this some kind of competition?
No, there's not a competition. I ask you. You're telling me that our government is killing innocent people.
I'm asking you how. How?
No, you told me that Russia is killing innocent people. Please tell me, what is the number of innocent people being killed there? What is that number?
Does President Putin justify it? That's what I'm asking.
I'm telling you that thousands of Russians have been killed in the Donbas region for this 8 years.
Excuse me. Could you pause for 1 second? Pause for 1 second, please, sir.
Yeah, please.
How does President Putin justify killing innocent men, women and children in Ukraine?
Russia's president shouldn't justify the things which are not done. Russia is destroying at the moment the military infrastructure of Ukraine. And the reason for doing that is that Ukraine is a threat to Russia's security for the moment, and to the security of Russian people who live in the Donbas region and who have been killed for these 8 years, and where there is a obvious danger of a genocide for the Russian-speaking minority. And you have seen...
Why have hospitals been hit? Why has a TV tower been hit? Why has an administrative building in the north of the country been hit? Why has an orphanage been hit? Is that military infrastructure? Come on.
That's the information of the Ukrainian government. And before the invasion to Iraq, I've seen the Minister of Defense of the United States at the United Nations, who was showing the threat of the weapons of mass destruction which are there in Iraq. And then in 3-4 years, we've known that there was nothing like that there.
Right. So let's talk about today. Let's talk about now. How is this going to end?
This is going to end with the neutral status of Ukraine, which will not pose any threat to Russian Federation's security. Ukraine shouldn't be a member of NATO. This will end.
That's
with,
up to Ukraine.
With security. No, that's not up to Ukraine, because otherwise,
of course it is. It's an independent country.
Look, if that's an independent country, if you remember, at some point there were Russian missiles at Cuba, and no one cared that Cuba is an independent country. There was a huge crisis because of that. So
right.
Come on. Sorry.
Continue with your sentence. You say, as far as President Putin goes,
Ukraine should be a neutral state. Ukraine should be a demilitarized state. It shouldn't pose any threat to Russian people at its eastern borders and to Russian Federation.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. In Ukraine, that's your opinion. Russia has provided a lot of proofs that it does. And in Ukraine, there shouldn't be any Nazi legions, any Nazi formations, military formations, which want to invade the eastern parts of Ukraine and which pose threat to the Russian population there.
Thank you for talking to us today. Thank you. Dr. Henry Sardaryan, who is Dean of the School of Governance and Politics at the University in Moscow.